Oh boy. Oh boy. UFC 308 is happening this weekend and it has me very aroused. I'm swollen all the way up over here. Blood is rushing straight to the silo. I'm ready to go, fellas. Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria is finally, after all this talk, after all the nonsense, after all the back and forth, he's going to fold Max Holloway like origami in front of all of you annoying peasants who think that this fight is going to be remotely close or competitive. And I'm going to be here to shame you clowns for picking against him. And the rest of this card is also quite good. Not a single female fight, though. That's the plus of Abu Dhabi cards. Normally, there's no female fights. Main card is very nice, stacked and sexy. I'm liking what I see here. I'm going to be going over the entire main card. Five-legged parlay for you clowns today. Bulletproof picks, per usual. As you guys know, I never miss. I am the bullseye of the MMA community. I write the scripts. As you guys know, not a single pick that I have ever given in any video ever has been incorrect because I am not capable of lying or spreading any type of false information whatsoever. It's not even like a sense of delusional confidence. It's no confidence whatsoever. It's certainty. Like, this is prophetic greatness that you guys are listening to right now. You should feel privileged just listening and watching this greatness. You know, I print money, I spit facts, and I am going to humbly substantiate these facts in this video as I do in every video. And with all that being said, all humility aside, all that humble greatness aside, let's start with the first fight on the main card. Sharamagomedov versus Armen Petrosyan. Sharamagomedov might be the most inbred guy on the roster. I mean, you know, just look at this monstrosity. I say that with all due respect, of course. The level of mutation that we are looking at here is second to none. And he's actually a pretty decent striker. Just the fact that he's this inbred, you know, such levels of mutation, it's just not even fair. Petrosyan is so mid. I just don't see him doing anything to Shara, but I can also see a mid guy being the one to take out Sharamagomedov because he is also mid. You know, if he didn't look the way he does, he'd have no hype, but y'all will just hype up anyone who's inbred, ugly as hell, and has above average fighting ability. So, you know, with that being said, it's going to be a 30-27 for Shara. Unanimous decision. Let's move on to all right, now we're getting to the good stuff. Magomed Fraudkalaev versus Alexander Rakic. Chadlick's haters are about to be steaming because Magomed is going to get re-fraud checked by a fellow fraud in Alexander Rakic. Magomed Fraudkalaev, he was fraud checked by Paul Craig back in the day. And he's going to get like even further fraud checked by Alexander Rakic. I'm going to explain to you guys how, okay? Here it is. Rakic's one good tool that he has is leg kicks. And that is Magomed Fraudkalaev's biggest weakness. He is going to be crumbling under the weight of his weak-ass legs when Rakic is just chopping at his fucking just frail John Jones-ass legs. And then Rakic, when he has him hurt, he's going to just do nothing. He's just going to stare at him, have a staring contest with him because his finishing ability, as you guys know, is zero. This fight is going to be frustrating to watch. It's going to be boring. And it's going to further prove that Magomed Fraudkalaev is not worthy of a title shot, guys. If he was worthy of a title shot, then he would have gotten one. But you know, he's not worthy. Therefore, he hasn't gotten one, and he's going to continue to be proven unworthy because Rakic is going to fraud check him. And, you know, Chadlicks will, you know, continue chatting. He will continue exuding greatness as he always does, as I always do. You know, I see a lot of myself in Chadlicks, humbly. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be boring, and it's going to be, you know, it's going to be an inbred fraud check. Since that inbred has been annoying as fuck thinking he's entitled to Chadlick's belt, you know, it'll be very satisfying. So even though it's boring, it will be satisfying. You know, we get to see the Wolfman get put out of his misery. No more full moon for you, Magomed Fraudkalaev. I cannot wait to see you frauds back here in my comment section after Rakic just blows his fucking cheeks out. I cannot wait to taste the salt, bro. There's going to be sodium chloride fucking pouring all over the MMA community because, this fraud, Alexander Rakic, he's going to out fraud Magomed Fraudkalaev. Like, this is like, there's just fraudulence written all over this matchup. We're going to be seeing further proof that, Chadlix Pereira is just far above this entire division. This division is trash. There's not a single fighter anywhere near the level of striking, grappling, and just greatness that Chadlix Pereira possesses. I mean, he's just on a different level of greatness. But yeah, with all that being said, Alexander Rakic, 30-27's this fraud. This is a really good pick to get, guys. You need to make sure that you're placing bets on these picks, because if you don't, you are going to lose out on so much money. This is the most valuable underdog on the card. So if you do not bet on Alexander Rakic to get a unanimous, well, no, it won't be a unanimous decision because it's Abu Dhabi, so there will be some fraudulence on the scorecards. But if you do not pick Alexander Rakic by decision, by split decision to be exact, you are a clown and you have no business having any type of input whatsoever. But even though you don't have business having any type of input whatsoever, I do want to see you frauds back in my comment section apologizing for doubting these facts. That one is so obvious. If you do not see that Rakic clowns Fraudkalaev, you're just an idiot, bro. You're just an idiot. I mean, he's better. He's a better striker. He's a better grappler. He's got more power. He's more boring. So like, he's gonna outbore him too. Fraudkalaev's output is trash. Like, anyone who has low, boring ass output who goes up against Rakic always loses every single time. You gotta put it on Rakic to beat him. You're not gonna out technique him. You're not gonna be better than him. The only ones who have been proven to be superior to him were Jan Blachowicz and Yuri. And, no shit, because they're far better than Magomed Fraudkalaev. Magomed is not even that good. People are crying that he's not getting a title shot. Like, shut up. Khalil was far more deserving of a title shot, obviously. And if you can't see that, you're a clown, with all due respect. But yeah, anyway, I'm done talking about this matchup. Let's move on. We're going to go over this one quickly. Dan Ige versus Lerone Murphy. What pisses me off so much about this matchup are a few things. One, Dan Ige wanted to fight on UFC 306, the Noche card. This man should be calling whatever shot he wants for his next fight after he saved that co-main event when he stepped in on fucking like 30 minutes notice to fight Diego Lopez. He deserves to pick his shot after that. Dana White said, here's an unfavorable, boring ass matchup for you on the Abu Dhabi card. Fucking ridiculous. Retarded matchmaking here. I'm not a fan of Lerone Murphy at all. This man is fucking boring, bro. I don't give a shit about Lerone Murphy, and he's probably going to win this fight. The other thing that has me pissed off about this fight is that some dickhead on Twitter lied. Some dude who he used to have a good track record. This man's just been lying. Every single post, every single fight announcement I see him post now is complete bullshit. But this dickhead lied last week and said that Murphy is pulling out and that Gene Silva was replacing him. Like, bro, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. If that were to happen, this would be my most hyped fight of the card. Well, no, it would be one of them. That's a way better matchup. Why couldn't we get that? Why do we need to, be tormented with Lerone Murphy? Why? Why the fuck is Lerone? What is this matchup doing on the Abu Dhabi card? This matchup has Apex main event written all over it. With all due respect to Dan Ige, it's not Dan Ige's fault. It's Lerone Murphy's fault. But yeah, with all that being said, Dan Ige is going to make this a close fight because he's more man than Lerone Murphy. Far more testosterone, far more power in his hands. I would say far better. But it's going to be close enough. Lerone Murphy is going to stink it up enough to get himself either a split decision or a unanimous decision robbery. That's how this fight is going to go. It's going to be a pain to watch, honestly. It's unfortunate that this fight is on this card. I mean, it's the most nonsensical fight I've ever seen. It should have been Dan Ige versus Gene Silva. This shit is fucking stupid. But yeah, that's all I got to say about this fight. Just bet Lerone Murphy 29-28. Let's move on to Robert Whittaker versus Khamzat Chimaev. And, I regret to inform you guys, this is just the way it has to be. This is what makes sense for the future of the division, okay? Khamzat is taking this fight. This is not an overtrained, unhealthy Khamzat. This is a Khamzat who trains hard and smart and is healthy. And a Khamzat that trains like that, is very problematic for anyone at middleweight who's not named Dricus du Plessis. Khamzat is going to bulldoze Robert Whittaker, and he's going to treat him like a female. And guys, I don't want to be saying this. You know, Robert Whittaker is my boy, but like sometimes, you know, the sport has to be cruel. You know, when writers and TV shows kill off fan favorite characters, they're still fan favorite characters. Like we still love them and we hate to see them go, but that's the beauty of the sport. That's why I don't want to see any complaints in my comment section like white piece. Why are you writing the script this way? Well, it's because it just needs to be that way sometimes, fellas. That, you know, this is life. But this is the explanation of why Khamzat is going to dust up Rob. Dricus du Plessis head and arm through Robert Whittaker like he was a female and utterly dogged him on the ground and on the feet. Dropped off of a stiff ass jab. You know, Robert Whittaker is getting dropped left and right off of the weakest looking shots, you know, jabs. Bro, Chimaev is going to drop him with a jab. He's going to jab his fucking face off. He's going to outstrike him. He's going to ragdoll him all over the fucking place, bro. It's, you know, it's sad, but this is just facts. You know, this is facts. Khamzat Chimaev is back. This is unfortunate, guys, but it's true, you know. It's good for the division, though. It's good that Khamzat is going to win. This opens up more interesting matchups. We don't want to see Robert Whittaker fight for the belt again. We want to see Khamzat fight for the belt. You know, we've been fucking waiting for this shit for years. And I don't want to hear, but white piece. Robert Whittaker knocked out, what's his name? What the fuck is his name? Who's the guy that Robert Whittaker knocked out? See, this is the thing, guys. You guys cling to Robert Whittaker knocking out a complete scrub who no one even knows. And he's only known for Khamzat Chimaev knocking his ass out in the same exact way Rob did. So if you think that fight holds any type of relevance whatsoever to this fight, well, you're a clown. You need to grow up. You know, put the fucking rubber duckies away. Pack the toys away, little Timmy. It's time to fucking grow up. You know, get real. This is the real world. It doesn't mean shit. You know, he scrubbed up Chimaev's sloppy seconds in the same way he did. He just followed his blueprint, so it doesn't mean anything. He's not going to play into Rob's game of point striking at distance. It's not going to happen. He's going to bulldoze him and take him down with ease. He's going to have his way with him on the ground. And guess what? If Robert Whittaker gets up, he's going to have his way with him on the feet. And I know you guys don't want to hear this. I know you guys are in the comments just angrily typing that, I disagree, white piece. How can you say that Khamzat Chimaev's a better striker? Like, shut up. Stop. Before you embarrass yourselves, just stop. And I'm low-key a little biased for Khamzat to win this. And you guys know that my bias is facts. My double standards are objective, always. And this is good. This means that Dricus du Plessis is going to be the one to fraud check him, and he will. And he absolutely will. It's going to be way more satisfying. You know, Dricus du Plessis is way too much man for him. Far superior striker, far more powerful, far more alpha, holds way more testosterone in his body, has way more dog in him. You know, he would alter Khamzat's entire fucking identity with his hands. He would put him through an identity crisis with the damage that he would inflict on him. Irreparable, horrific, just ridiculous damage that he would inflict on Khamzat Chimaev. And this is what needs to happen. So this is just what it is. You know, this is just what it is. If you do not see that Khamzat Chimaev wins this fight by a TKO in the first round, then there's just no helping you. Like, I can show you the facts, guys. I can show you the facts. I can put them right in front of your face. And, you know, if you choose to deny them, then that's just on you. If you choose to not put your money on this pick, on these picks, then you're just clowns. You're just clowns. Yeah, you have no business stepping up to me and disagreeing with me. I don't want to hear, but white piece, I disagree. Here's my picks in the comments. I don't want to hear your picks. Feel free to, expose yourselves in the comments by, falsely predicting these fights. You'll be boosting the algorithm, so I appreciate that. Just know that it's an opinion. It's not a fact. What I'm spitting to you right now is facts. You guys drool nonsense. I spit facts. We are not the same, respectfully. So yeah, Khamzat Chimaev, TKO round 1. Now it's time. Now it's time to get to what we're really here for. What I've been waiting for. Oh man, what I have been waiting for. What have I been waiting for? Well, I'm glad you asked. Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway, fellas. You know, next to Bilal and Shavkat, this is my most anticipated matchup of the year, and I'm sure it's most of yours as well. You know, I'm gonna cut straight to it because you guys already know what I have to say about this fight. But you know, I'm gonna make it irrefutable for you. I'm going to prove to you without a shadow of a doubt that Ilia Topuria is going to knock Max Holloway out cold. And before I hear the but white piece, the Justin Gaethje fight, but white piece, Max in the pocket is unbeatable, man. Stop. Before you clowns embarrass yourselves, I urge you to stop. I'm begging you. This is the only time you will catch me begging. I'm begging you to stop. I don't want to see you guys make any more of a fool of yourselves than you already have. Max Holloway in the pocket with non-boxers is problematic. Justin Gaethje was eye poked and already beaten down and is trash at boxing. You know, if you didn't see Max Holloway easily beating Justin Gaethje in that fight, you're a clown. There were so many clowns saying that Justin Gaethje was going to win that fight. You guys, again, no business talking on the sport whatsoever. Clowns. We all knew that Max Holloway was going to dice him up and then knock him out in the last 10 seconds. If you didn't know that, then you're a clown. Who was the other one he pointed to the ground to and swung in the pocket with? Oh, Ricardo Lamas. Bro, who the fuck is that? A complete nobody. Man got slept by Josh Emmett. I don't want to hear it. And he couldn't even knock him out. I don't want to hear it, guys. I don't want to hear it. Oh, and who else did he knock out cold recently? The Korean Zombie. You know, fucking grow up, bro. Grow up. If you are picking Max Holloway to beat Ilia Topuria, like your brain has not matured. You are an immature weirdo if you think that Max Holloway is going to win. And I do not tolerate immaturity on my channel. But that's besides the point. These are the two fighters that Max pointed to the ground against and swung in the pocket. Bro, if he does this with Ilia Topuria, the best boxer in the UFC, not named Bilal Muhammad, he's going to meet the Lord, bro. It's going to be Judgment Day for Max Holloway. So I hope that this man has hit up a confessional booth before he meets Ilia Topuria in this cage, bro. I hope this man is absolved and ready to go. You know, I hope he said his goodbyes, because if he plans to swing in the pocket with Ilia Topuria, it's over. It's done. And this fight is going to end up in the pocket, bro. Like, Topuria is knocking him out cold. He's going to knock him out ice cold, guys. He's going to have Holloway doing the most animated, goofy ass UFC 2 animation we've ever seen. You know, this fight, guys, this fight is the page turner. Okay, Max Holloway, you know, he's going to be knocked out after all this time of having this goated chin. You know, it's got to go at some point, guys. You know, the chin's got to be cracked. He's going to be disposed of like Chad Alexander Volkanovski was, God rest his soul. And, you know, it's going to be even more firmly established that this is the Topuria era. And but white piece, Max Holloway has such a crazy chin, man. How is Topuria going to knock him out? He couldn't even knock out Josh Emmett, man. Well, clowns, every fighter with a crazy good chin who's been knocked out in the past, you know, they had to have been knocked out a first time, right? You know, no matter how good their chins might have been, guys, this is just basic logic. You know, if you can't see that Ilia Topuria is going to knock out Max Holloway, or at the very least dominate him from pillar to post for 5 straight rounds and turn his face into a Picasso painting, you are utterly lost. You know, you ought to be institutionalized for being so utterly fucking delusional. You know, the fact that you clowns are able to roam the streets while not being on leashes blows my mind. You know, it really does blow my mind. Like, clowns like you need to have your freedom revoked. You need psychiatric help. Shock therapy, honestly. Like, there's no way in which Topuria loses this fight. Like, is Max Holloway going to outstrike him? Not a chance. Is he going to outgrapple him? No. No, guys, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's time to fucking grow up and face reality. Stop living vicariously, delusionally through these fighters. Like, Max Holloway doesn't know you. Like, I understand that you fanboys are very weird and, you know, you obsess over Max Holloway for some reason. Look, I'm a Max Holloway fan, but To be a Max Holloway fanboy is just cringe. I'm sorry. To like Max Holloway more than Ilia Topuria is crazy. Like, I understand that most of you, for some reason, like, you know, you like doing this gaslighting thing where, you know, you want to see Ilia Topuria get humbled by Max Holloway. Like, bro, Ilia Topuria is far more humble than Max Holloway. Ilia Topuria is arguably, apart from Bilal Muhammad, likely the most humble fighter on the roster. Not a shred of narcissism to be found in his personality at all. Like, nothing. Like myself, oozes humility. Like, I see a lot of myself in Ilia Topuria in personality and in fighting ability. Like, we're both just very similar. Like, when I'm looking at a picture of Ilia Topuria, I might as well be looking in a mirror because, you know, that's me. I'm being so serious. And I don't want to hear, but white piece, Max Holloway is way taller than Ilia Topuria. Again, stop trying to gaslight me, bro. Ilia Topuria has the height, reach, power, fight IQ, striking, grappling, power advantage, aura advantage, humility advantage. The advantage in all aspects. He's also living in Max Holloway's head right now. Rent free. I'm so perplexed that everyone is picking against Topuria. Like, who was responsible for you being so dumb? Respectfully, like, this is just what it is, guys. You know, apart from Bilal Muhammad beating the piss out of Shavkat, like, I've never more easily predicted the outcome of a fight in my life. This is so obvious. This is the most obvious pick I've ever made. He's gonna make it look so easy, bro. As soon as this fight starts, he's marching straight to the center of the cage, pointing down to the ground in the first 10 seconds, and he's gonna knock out Max Holloway stiff. And all of you clowns will be welcome to the Ilia Topuria fan club. You know, I will open the gate to you frauds. You know, the more pawns, the better. Like, this is just what it is. Like, the earth is going to shake with hype when Topuria does this, bro. Like, tectonic plates are going to be fucking moving all over the place. Volcanoes are going to be going off. Fucking Mount St. Helens is going to be reawakened. Like, bro, the world is going to explode with hype. All of you will become fans. Ilia Topuria will become the sickest legend that we've ever seen who's not named Bilal Muhammad. He's going to outshine Max Holloway's knockout this year. And that is the best knockout I've ever seen, mind you. But Topuria is going to top that because, you know, he already tops Max Holloway in all aspects of existence. So it makes sense for Topuria to top Max Holloway's knockout by knocking him out personally and, you know, doing it in even more spectacular fashion. It's going to be the greatest knockout in UFC history. It's going to be the greatest performance in UFC history. This is just facts, guys. You know, it is written in the script. Lock this shit in right now. Bet on this, that Topuria knocks out Max Holloway cold in the first round. Place your bets or miss out on free guaranteed money. You know, we don't gamble over here. I don't believe in gambling. Gambling is for frauds, for idiots. You know, I prophesy and you either listen and obey or you miss out. You know, you either get on the boat or you drown. The choice is yours. What's it going to be? Free money or broke peasantry? You know, I know that you guys are used to being broke. I know that you guys are used to, you know, not getting your picks right and not sitting on thrones made of money. But now's your chance. So what are you going to do? But yeah, you know, that's it, guys. You guys are welcome for this breathtaking insight. My in-depth analysis is truly, truly unparalleled. As you guys know, no one breaks down fights like me. Like, I hear people say that, oh, Luke Thomas, best analyst in the game. Fraud. Luke Thomas sucks. MMA Guru gets like 50% of his picks right. Fraud. Lucas Tracy, what, 70% fraud. Weasel doesn't even, I don't even care what his percentage is. I'm 100%. I have never gotten a single pick wrong. I take great pride in my 100% prediction rate. You know, I take great pride in my humility. I take great pride in delivering facts to you guys on a silver platter. I take great pride in providing the best content in the MMA community, guys. And you guys are very welcome for all of that. But yeah, you know, that's all I got to say for now. You guys, again, you guys are welcome for these picks. Free easy money. Like, I'm over here just handing you fucking stacks upon stacks upon stacks of free money. And you can either take it or you can be a fraud and an idiot and not take it. You know, I can only lead you guys to the water, but like, if you guys don't want to drink it, then, you know, that's on you. That's on you. But yeah, you guys are welcome. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, duplicate accounts, and duplicate said actions. I better be seeing double the amount of views, double the amount of likes, double the amount of comments. I'm not seeing enough input. You know, I understand that your input means nothing, and you know, if you contradict me, you're in the wrong. But even if you are going to contradict me, comment it. It is your responsibility to boost this algorithm. If you're not boosting my algorithm, then get out. Get out. And if you're not duplicating accounts and duplicating said actions, you're worthless to me, with all due respect. But yeah, you guys are welcome. I'll see you guys later, and goodbye.